Wednesday, 11 a.m. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Prevention TV. Prevention needs dialogue and compromise. Under this main topic, the DFK Foundation German for Crime published its current issue of the magazine Forum Kriminalprävention at the end of March, among others, with the following articles. The journal is the only periodical for prevention in the German-speaking world and has also been published as an online edition for several years. Atlas of the Civil Society for the year 2022. Only 3% of the world's population lives in states where basic civil society freedoms are guaranteed. The Atlas classifies freedoms worldwide in 5 categories from open to closed and has been published for 5 years by Brot für die Welt and Civicus, a worldwide network for civic engagement. In our series Pictures Without Words, you will see this photo from last weekend in Hanover without further comment in the next 10 seconds. Current police crime statistics. On the 4th of April, the police crime statistics, abbreviated in PKS for the year 2020-21, were published. In summary, the following picture emerges. Since 2017, the number of crimes registered by the police has been decreasing. In 2021, this trend continues, and slightly more than 5 million offences were recorded. This corresponds to a decrease of almost 5% compared to the previous year. There were declines in theft, residential burglary, and violent crime. On the other hand, there were high rates of increase in the area of cybercrime. Well-prepared information text on various crime groups of the police's crime statistics can be found on the website of the DPT partner ProPK, the police crime prevention of the Länder and the Federation. New priority for children's rights in crisis and emergency situations. Ensuring and protecting children's rights in crisis and emergency situations has been identified by the Council of Europe as a new priority on its strategy for the rights of the child in the period from 2022 to 2027. Coronavirus monitor. For 2 years now, much of the media coverage has been dominated by the corona pandemic, and we are always talking about new developments. Nevertheless, the population in Germany does not feel fully informed about all aspects of the coronavirus. This is shown by the results of the current coronavirus monitor, a regular survey by the Institute for Risk Assessment, abbreviated in BFR. Currently, only 49% of the population feel well informed about the currently applicable measures. 28% classify themselves as not well informed, but only 28%. The following is a concrete project of the Senex Foundation, which is equally committed to tolerance and cosmopolitanism and the promotion of science and research. In Dresden, I would like now to warmly welcome the chairman of the board of Senex Foundation. Professor Ehlinger, what are the central concerns of your foundation? The Senex Foundation wants to support civic engagement in Dresden and Saxony, open and tolerant society. Of course, it is an important goal to work against hostility towards foreigners and to bring about a positive attitude towards newcomers. And what was the reason for your current vaccination campaign, which was started by you some time ago? In our current topic area of prevention of infections, we have taken on the problem that, according to a study by the Robert Koch Institute, fellow citizens with a migration background have much poorer vaccination protection, less double vaccination, fewer boosters. This is not only due to the low thresholds offers, but also due to the difficulties of getting directly to these residential areas or to these companies where there is a high proportion of migrants. But above all, this is due to the problem of understanding the information. That's why we made multilingual video clips with authentic people with a Syrian background, with an Afghan background, and many other languages. These are people who have themselves vaccinated or doctors with experience, and that's why we created a local offer with the hope of increasing the willingness to be vaccinated. So a special task for prevention. I think we can dramatically reduce the coronavirus with high death rates, with many hospitalizations, if we had a high vaccination frequency. You have to have 90%, and in Saxony we don't even have 70%. We can only have safe protection against Omicron and other variants if we have a strong vaccination base. And if new variants come along, a new one has just been discovered in England that is even more infected than Omicron, and we do not know if it causes hospitalization or not, then we will have to be vaccinated with other vaccines, which is why it is a pity that the Bundestag did not agree on compulsory vaccination, because we will only be rid of the situation if we are all vaccinated and protected. Thank you very much, Professor Gerard-Henry. Let us now turn to the current DPT Annual Congress. The scientific report of the German Prevention Congress 2022 is published on our website. You can now see another video excerpt today from the perspective of Bernhard Holthusen from the German Youth Institute in Munich. You will see this video. When I was a child, we had a lot of freedom. We didn't have particularly luxurious conditions, but I go out and do what I wanted and be back only when it got dark. If we think back to the 90s of the last century, the focus was on delinquency by children, violent acts by children, children as perpetrators, as suspects. There were dramatic individual cases, but in the overall balance, children were not particularly dangerous, and the child offender thesis has been collected more and more into criminology. Then the focus shifted to where children die in serious cases in the family. And all of a sudden, child protection in the family, it is not in a completely different context, not in public, but in the family was the focus. Children engagement became more and more the focus, and still is today. We know too little about the developments, and we don't have the knowledge. We are less able to control the situation. We need to know more about the phenomena and about prevention strategies, or also then so-called intervention strategies. After the credits, you will with again exciting lectures and practical impulses from the broader spectrum of current prevention topics. I wish you insightful lectures, exciting subsequent discussions. Stay healthy and confident.